Hey everyone, it's Nick and it's time for another video. Now, I like to do a thing every now and again where I open this website called Google and I type in this really innocuous phrase called Skyward Sword Nintendo Switch port and just see if there's anything new. It's something I did way back in 2014 and 2015 where I'd type in Zelda Wii U and I'd see there was like this one news website called Christian Post or something like that would continuously post stories that had nothing to do with Breath of the Wild or, as it was known back then, Zelda Wii U. No new information, but I would, like a sucker, click on it every time and see if there was something new. And I do this now. Every time I search this criteria, I normally find stuff from December of 2018 where Aonuma came out at a symphony orchestra and it made a very ambiguous comment that, well, I know what you're all thinking, Skyward Sword and the Nintendo Switch, right? And then everyone got really excited, and then it all blew over as being something, I guess, that he wants to see happen, but that Nintendo's not prepared to do yet. Every day I cross my fingers hoping that will happen, but I search it every now and again just to please myself a little bit, but it doesn't end up that way. Bring that to today, and I did the search. I'm going to recreate it for you here. Skyward Sword Switch port. Hit enter on the old keyboard there, and after scrolling down just a couple of pages, seeing that 2018 date, December 2018 date a few times, I came across this one that was posted from the gamerhq.com, dated the 3rd of February 2020. Rumor, we might be seeing Skyward Sword ported to the, I'm assuming that the title says Nintendo Switch. It's very enticing. So what did I do? I clicked it to see where it would take me. So that's the subject of the video, is we're going to be talking about the gamerhq.com because this website is really weird. It's a little bit fishy. So we'll start with this article that I saw today, and then we'll dive in a little bit deeper into what I found as I dug into it a little bit more. So this was posted by Denise Robinson, posted on February the 3rd, so last month, and let's read this, shall we? Throughout the years, Nintendo has redischarged numerous The Legend of Zelda computer games with different new stages. What they mean by that is they make slight enhancements, or they might add, like with what they did with Twilight Princess, they added that dungeon that let you unlock the Wolf Link amiibo with an extra level so that when you finally got to use him on Breath of the Wild, he'd have more hearts. So they need to bring Twilight Princess back because there's a lot of people that missed out on doing that for the Wolf Link amiibo that they released. That's a whole other thing. Well, now it seems like we'll be at last getting a port of The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword on the Nintendo Switch at some point sooner rather than later. Supposedly, The Legend of Zelda Arrangement Maker? Arrangement Maker? You mean director? Has this been translated through Google Translate? Because it doesn't say that on the page. Eiji Aonuma indicated that Nintendo Switch adaptation of The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword may be discharged sooner rather than later. He uncovered this energizing news in Osaka, Japan during a Zelda show that was occurring throughout the end of this week. The end of the week that they were in on the 3rd of February. I don't remember hearing about any such show, and if I look it up using this fun machine called Google, Zelda Osaka event February. Let's just go 2020, because it could have happened in January. They could have just been late to posting it. No. Food events. Everything we know about Universal Super Nintendo World, which happened January 2020. Okay. Osaka, not Tokyo. That opened in July. Nope, not seeing it. Not seeing it here in this. So that's weird. Plus, I think if there was such an event, it would have been covered by other YouTubers such as HMK, Zelda Master, Game Over Jesse, Master Nintendo Bandit, Dr. Wily, Nintendo Black Crisis. I think if I name them all, I can tag them in this video, and then it becomes more popular. So I'm going to keep going. Commonwealth Realm. I run out now. If I missed you out and you're a Zelda content maker, feel free to light it up in the comments. Skyward Sword discharged back on the first Nintendo Wii support, and it's one of the most polarizing Zelda games at any point discharged. This article already has the word discharge in it more than my sex education class back in high school. And that's saying something, because we had to cover discharges a lot. This is primarily because of the way that players expected to utilize movement controls so as to do bunches of things in the game. I was stuck in the game until my sibling needed to assist me with the controls. You ever just watch your sibling play a video game and you say, look, I just need to assist you because you suck, Denise. On the off chance this port turns out on Switch, I trust they redo the controls so you don't need to utilize hand movements to control Link and his activities. Ideally, this news will become official when Nintendo makes a proper declaration on it. Anyway, you can peruse a review of the game posted down underneath through the Wikipedia page. You're telling me this article you actually copied and pasted from Wikipedia because you couldn't be bothered linking your own review? TheGamerHQ.com, which sounds like a gaming website. So this has been my first impression of the website, TheGamerHQ.com. Obviously very broken English, not really putting a lot of effort into the work. But the most jarring thing is that this news, as they call it, doesn't seem to align with any such event that we know has been happening in Japan, in Osaka, about Nintendo. So that was really weird. So the next thing that led me to do, as I often do when I find an article on a website that I don't know, that I want to learn more about, is I tick on the home page. And so you get some stuff. Batman Hush Movie Review Comic-Con 2019. Okay. The Last of Us television series coming to HBO. Alright. So there's a few things. How to Evolve Pokemon and Mystery Dungeon. That's pretty new. That game came out like last week. So there's some relevant, relatively new stuff here. A whole bunch of Fortnite stuff. Fortnite Deadpool skin challenges and katanas. Bling reward. I haven't played Fortnite for a few months, so I don't know if that's a thing or not. So on the face of it, random link from Google, not very good information. If you were to come to the homepage, it looks like it's a legit site, but the further you dig down, so let's go, I don't know, Switch, which looks like it's about Switch news. They've got Xbox. They don't have a PS4 one up here or a PC one, from what I can see. But they have Switch, and it doesn't have a drop down like Guides does. So let's see what happens when we click Switch. Division 2 bridges SHD Tech cache locations. I don't know that Division 2 was on the Nintendo Switch. Washington DC Hunter locations in Division 2. Devil May Cry 3 for Nintendo Switch. Finally, some Switch news on here. League of Legends. Is that on the Switch? I don't think it is. The surprise Final Fantasy VII Remake demo at presentation on PlayStation Network. I think they mean that it's been released on the PlayStation Network. That has nothing to do with the Switch. Why are all of these articles erroneously posted under the Switch heading? We've got one here for Death Stranding. We've got one here for Division 2 again. We've got one here for what looks like an anime, unless I'm much mistaken, which I could be. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It's not a very well put together website. When I dig a little bit deeper into the website, I find other random articles that don't seem to be very related to the category I find them in. So here's another one, underneath Action. We've got Super Mario 2017 release date and T-Rex filled trailer. So that, I don't know why that's a headline, because that's a game that's almost 3 years old. Adventure Time Pirates of the Caribbean coming in 2020. That game already came out and it sucked. Nintendo Switch update version 4.1.0. I'm pretty sure I'm like version 10 by now. Deadpool star Ryan Reynolds to star in Detective Pikachu movie. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Ooh, Champions Ballad DLC pack is available tonight. And this is on their front page. They haven't had any new action news. Probably the biggest thing though is under this action, under action, they have Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze announced for Nintendo Switch releases May 4. And this was posted on February 13th, 2020 by William Duval. And the possible occasion you didn't possess a Nintendo Wii U. So everybody out there. Another of the better titles, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, is additionally discharging on the Switch. That's a disgusting sentence. Very little has changed right now, the greatest expansion being a playable Funky Kong. He enables players to twofold hop, float, and substantially more. This variant likewise underpins two-player community usefulness, utilizing a solitary Joy-Con Who writes like this? This is a terribly put together sentence, William. Right now, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is set to discharge on May 4th. So wear a raincoat that day or something. And then further to that, under action, there's this other article called Dark Souls Remastered announced for PlayStation 4 and PC. But I'm pretty sure that came out in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. It's saying that this was published February 13th, 2020. So what the hell's going on, the Gamer HQ? Why have all your articles been posted about a month ago about games that are years old by now? So it got me thinking that maybe I'm being a little bit harsh on them. Maybe they've done some website maintenance, changed some fonts or changed what server it sits on or whatever, and it's somehow updated the date that everything was posted, even though, because, all of these are posted by different publishers or writers or authors, whatever you want to call them. I don't know if that applies to any of these people because of their poor use of the English language. But that was one thing I thought that could happen. However, notice these last two articles I spoke about, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze and Dark Souls, saying that they were updated on February 13th, and the one about Skyward Sword discharging on the Nintendo Switch was on the 3rd. So it's a 10-day gap between the two. It doesn't make sense unless they're sitting in different categories and their website admin team are just really lazy and do one category every 10 days or whatever. That's a possibility. I don't really understand too much about how that would work or how it would affect the day it says it's posted. So that's just one possibility. Another possibility is that they just erroneously update the date that things were posted so that it appears more commonly in a Google search, so you're more likely to click on it, and then they get ad revenue from all of the heinous ads that they have posted all over everything here, which are, all of my interests, all of my recent searches on various websites. That's another possibility. I'm not ruling anything out here. So I did some more research into who exactly this website is and what they do, and I came across a few things that threw them into the dodgy category for me, which is why we're making this video, to be quite frank. It's not just about badly written articles and weirdly formatted websites. Let's have a look at this one. This is a post from somebody on their Division 2, which, Division 2 is all over that website. This is the Division 2 subreddit on a website called Reddit. From 7 months ago. His name's Bulwark, and he's just posted, "Beware fake free Division 2 download." Not familiar with this website, but the Gamer HQ is offering. See what did they put that in the little parentheses there to say that it's ironic, or it's it's not actually an offer. He did something clever there. I like that. A free download for the Division 2. It looks like either a fake site or the website was hacked. The article is very poorly written, and the link to download the game looks amateur. Do not click on the download link and tell your friends. If you know more about this, please share. And to make it worse, when you Google the Division 2, it's at the top. So 7 months ago, they're probably doing the same thing as they are now, where they're updating the date on their articles just to drive them to the top of their, what do you call that? Online search optimization, OSO? I don't know. I don't know what it's called, but it's a thing. It's what people do. They manipulate the system to get to the top. If I knew how to do it, there'd be more of you watching this video. Subnote here, last thing he ends on, also the rest of the site is littered with free game downloads. We'll get to that too, because this isn't the only thing I've seen here. This one guy posted, "Hardwired for explosions. This website is a honeypot of lies and definitely a malicious attack vector. Who is reports that website was registered a little more than a month ago on GoDaddy. Archive history from archive.org shows that the page was active during the early 2000s and expired before showing up this month. Photos of staff are taken from people on LinkedIn with different names and occupations. Phone numbers, lol, for an actual person are definitely all fake. Abort. So somebody has done a lot of research there, which is awesome. Thank you very much, Hardwired for Explosions. I'll keep this in the video. That's some good info. But then there's another one here that showed up on Facebook. This is by a page called Brainy Bricks, which I think is a Lego. Yeah, look at him. He's loving his Lego. He's got a Guinness World Record 2020. I'm assuming he's in it. I don't know. But back in August 2019, he posted this with the hashtag please share. I wanted to share this. It's a scam. Do not download this from the website. Lego has not given the GamerHQ.com Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga 9 months before the official release date. If you download it, your PC will crash. I'm only providing the link so you can see the signs. Broken English writing, giant direct link download button, no announcement from Lego. He's basically just calling them out, which is good on him. And then there's a further comment here by some guy called Bill Dawkins from Facebook. Website is based in Pakistan. So, dodgy much? So that's quite upsetting. If you look at some other statistics about them, there's this website here called Nibbler, which basically just captures information about websites and how they're formatted and that sort of thing. So it gives it an overall rating of 8.2%. So that's the overall score for the website. It's just talking about accessibility, experience, marketing, and technology. Yeah, this would be bot driven, figuring out if people can access it from their cell phones or from different devices and that sort of thing, and how easy it is to get through places with links. So I don't think this is a human eye going over this, because it would have really thrown up some red flags. But it's saying it's very accessible. People can get it from all sorts of different devices. It's saying it's quite well marketed, 6.9%, and how well marketed it is. So it gets a lot of traffic. And then if you come over here to hyperstat.com and have a look at some information from that site, it's saying that the GamerHQ.com receives about almost 30,000 unique visitors and over 50,000 page views per day, which earns around $80, I'm guessing US, from advertising revenue alone. So there's already that working for it. If it's a one-man operation, that's quite lucrative. And the estimated sale value of the website, which is based on all of these hits and views that it's getting, regardless of what the conduct is on the site, somebody could just sell it, sell the URL and get over $50,000 for it. So it could all just be all this manipulation of the data and the dates and stuff like that, and getting it up on Google. Somebody could just walk away with what could be a year's salary for some people. Interestingly enough, here it's saying that the site is hosted in the United States and links to network IP address blah. I don't care for that, but I'll put it there so you can read it. So I don't know where other people got information that's from Pakistan. I'm not that brainy. I don't know how all this stuff works. All I know is what I see here is some bullshit, because Skyward Sword still isn't coming to the Switch, as far as we know. So, what's the moral of this story? What are we talking about now? What's going on? What are my thoughts? What are my feelings? I guess it's I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed that there's a website out there that's pandering to people who just want to get updates and gaming news without having to hear Obi-Wan Plays talk about it. There's terrible videos.
As of right now, E3 is moving forward. The coronavirus cannot stop the video game hype train. Bro. And I knew this was gonna happen, man. I kept telling y'all. Bro, LA's in a state of emergency right now, the coronavirus. E3 has been cancelled.
It sucks that there's websites out here that's basically just either trying to become profitable by manipulating stats and data to appear more profitable so that they can sell itself in the near future to make a bit of profit on the side, or it's a slow burner that it's just making money off advertising advert revenue by posting false or elaborated news and events just to drive people to click and view, and then go, it's just clickbait, it's not worth taking the time or the effort to worry about it, and move on to the next thing. Or it's probably in the more shady area of posting free games or links to free games that just gives you malware, or lets them, take control of your computer and ransom it back to or whatever. At the end of the day, if it's one of any of those things, it's shitty enough. But my deep fear is that it's a combination of all three of those things, and it puts people at risk. So I just guess it's a caution to you guys. If you see stuff like this, always take it with a grain of salt. Only get your games off uTorrent if you're wanting free games. and even then, make sure that you scan the files before you download it and use it. And stay safe out there online. And we'll be coming to you with a live update as soon as we know that Skyward Sword is coming to the Switch and I'll be let's playing it all over the place. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for joining me and having a cup of tea and having a bit of a chat about this website and all of the shitty stuff that it's up to. Join me in the next video where we're going to break down some old school books of mine and have a look at what was going through my head as a 5-year-old. I wish I was joking, but I'm actually almost out of content ideas at the moment while I wait for my laptop to be fixed so I can finish doing my animation for my next animated vlog. So we're just scraping the bottom of the barrel here. I'll see you guys next time.